Hi my friends, good morning. I hope everyone is doing really good, having positive days, right? And here a few more updates for our videos. Okay, so I will be giving you some basic information for our documentary, Our Humanity Until 2022, and soon after some of our rules and guidelines. Okay, so just for people to have an idea, we're going to put all this in updated numbers, but I'm just going to give a few numbers I found online. So we have way too many cattle, horses in different countries. So only United States we have 1.6 billion animals, factory farm animals. In Brazil, we have 232 million factory farm animals. In India, 305 million cows and buffaloes. Okay? All right. So that's just the heads, animal heads. And then if we go for farmers, in the United States, we have 25,000 farmers. And in Brazil, we have 215 million farmers. Imagine that? Okay, so we have about 60 million horses in our planet. And here are some countries that do have more cattle than humans. Uruguay, Brazil, and New Zealand. Brazil has 221 million people, but has 250 million heads of animals, cattle. All right, so those are big numbers. And here are the countries that kill most cattle and buffaloes. China, Brazil, United States, Argentina, Australia, and Mexico. I said 6 because I don't know if my information is right. We are going to give 5 countries for the best and 5 countries of the worst for everything, right? The total global cattle heads about 1 billion in 2022. And only for cows we have 996 million, so it's almost 1 billion just of cows. Okay, so now let's say a few information about our handbooks, right? Rules and guidelines. My friends, oh well, here we are. All right, so I have a few more different updates for different departments, and so no one can reject a request, right? People can only give special invitations to others if it's for important things, if they're invited to do that. Adoption, new job, move to another city, as I said right here. You see? Okay. The only exception that everyone can do, is authorized to do it, is to inform people that are doing negative practices or producing negative products, okay? They don't even have to say their names for these things here. For that one, they have to say exactly who they are, that they are a volunteer, organization volunteer. Here, they can do that. Say, for example, if they are, what their position in life, right? Needs to be university teacher or student that completed already at least 4 years of education, licensed university. Okay, so for these negative practices and negative products, these 2 items over here, so yeah, these 2 items over here, people can even open an email just for that reason. They do not have to say their names, okay? They can put some 2 words, that's really notice for new life or notes for life renovation or something like that. Create that email, put a number, positive number after that, but those are the emails, something like that, life renovation program or notice from the organization, okay? All right, So here it is. They can send for people that are having negative practices or producing or having negative products. All right, so here now the information about the 28 weeks. I don't know if I already said that one, but it's already here. And here I still thinking about, I need professionals in the area to let us know, but I believe we can be 18 billion people in our planet because we have so many mammals that need to born in humans and evolve spiritually. Really, really many. But let's see what they will tell us, 16 or 18 billion people, okay? I will give an answer about that afterwards. And here we have, because we are going to grow our own food, right? And we are going to have very positive practices. And people that don't want gonna join the electric chair, right? So I'm sorry to say that, my friends, but that's the only way we're going to have a very positive humanity, new positive humanity with God practices and not with evil practices. So I really believe if we grow our food and have positive practices, good families, I'm sure we can be 18 billion. Okay, so we are going to share all these people, right, in the countries and counties according to a specific study of people that are invited to help us out for tropical, subtropical countries and cold areas and so on, how many they can have total. And then we are going to build departments where is needed. Okay, so here's about meat. All right, so everyone can have houses, restaurants, schools, everything that they think their people gonna eat, right? But it's mandatory always to say what type of meat it is, okay? People cannot send meat to other countries. The last ship that arrived cannot go back. That's our agreement. So if they arrive 2 weeks or 4 weeks after the organization launching day, it's okay as soon as they don't come back. They cannot come back, all right? So only the authorized ones that already left by the organization launching day or the day after can leave if they have authorization to go, okay? I mean, if they have good products, because some of them will bring, food or fruits, vegetables, meat, whichever it's needed to help that people, furniture or wood. Okay. So the only exception I wrote here, it's for invertebrates, okay? That will be forbidden starting in 48 hours. Oh, sorry. From notice time, okay? Because in some countries they eat worms, they eat squids, they eat things. So, all right, if they eat, they have to empty out the refrigerator, eat what they want, throw away the rest. But hunters of authorized one, the ones on a list of extinction, will get their peace points for getting them, all right? Okay, reptiles, ones that people are hungry, they eat alligators, they eat crocodiles, that's fine, no problem, until the end of 2028. Because until that time, everyone will already have lots of food, vegetables, fruits, chickens, eggs, and meat that they can eat. They are authorized to eat. Now, for red meat, such as from mammals, right, wild mammals, they can still eat that. I'm going to give you the date. I don't know that yet. I'm going to write right here, okay? So I'm going to make I think I can put right here. All right, so I'm going to write this here. For red meat, right? Red meat are mammals, okay? All right, so now let me say, so why is that? Because in some countries, cows are sacred, nobody eat them. In some countries, that's what they eat the most. Some countries, they don't eat horses. Some countries, they eat horses. So it's such a situation that the main thing is for people to have food, right? That's the main thing for people to have food until the end of 2028. Okay? All right. So we go on. Yeah, the mammals, I don't know, might be until 2040 to motivate people to hunt them, right? So let me put here 2040. Yeah, that's decided for mammals, okay? Will be wild mammals, right? Wild mammals until, yeah, that's reasonable, okay? Because people will be motivated to go and hunt because they really need to born in humans. And it's a whole procedure there, right? Do prayers. All hunting teams need to do proper prayers so they can born and don't be flying around. Okay, I even might put the reptiles. No, leave the reptiles. I think is reasonable up to here. Yeah, and then mammals until here. I think we'll be like that, okay? So that's the problem. Some people they eat worms, some people they don't. You know, so every country, some people eat dogs, and some people they don't. They think that's crazy. You know, so I think that's reasonable for everyone, okay? All right. So the other thing is that I have some information here is for mandatory for all hunters of animals on extinction list to be caught, cared, and be prepared in the appropriate way as guided by the organization. Okay? All right. So they cannot do their own way. Oh, we used to eat like this, we used to do like that. We're not doing that. Okay? We are only doing on the right way as guided by the organization videos that will be posted on the organization launching day. All right. So it's mandatory that every country that will have animals alive that belongs to extinction list to have teams of hunters working from Monday to Friday until all is really extinct. Okay? And then they will stop working when they get retired or they get another job that's available in town, in a city. Okay? So they can work for 2 weeks, they can work all day or they can work a half day. Half day is better, but if it's too far away, such as state parks, national parks, not worth it to go for a half day. So for those special situations will be done for the whole day. All right. So here it is mandatory that no more refrigerators will be made after the 28 weeks, once that they are not sustainable. Okay, so you know that thing that makes, I don't know the word, so I put freon here, but I'm, I don't know the right word. That makes the refrigerators cool. So I don't know if the new refrigerators need to have that done or not, you see? So I need a specialist on that, but I think we can make a few items that can fix, but we are not making the whole refrigerator anymore, okay? All right. Because by the time they get really bad, everyone will already have fruits, vegetables right there in the garden, right? And for meat, that I don't know how that will be done. I think the best, when someone hunts, right, they will already share with the neighborhood, the neighbors, or to educational sites, be eaten on right next day and done. I think that will be put salt, right, to maintain until the next day. I think something like that will be the most sustainable for meat. Okay? So this is already decided. You're not making new ones, but maybe we can have a few things until 2040, maybe, right? Few things made or stored, because in 10 or 20 years, up to 2028, I think. This 28 weeks for the whole refrigerator, and some items we can save to have until the end of 2028. I think that's reasonable, right? Okay. All right, we can save a few. Every county can save a few things like that. And no one gonna break their stove because they're gonna be unbreakable. So we are fine. And other details such as AC and things like that, I also believe, I'm going to put here, that people will be used to. You know, we are learning how we're going to be strong because it's not sustainable to keep making all these things for millions of years. So people are going to close their windows and they're going to be really strong and adapt to the situation. We have indigenous people, right? So we will be stronger. But the things that we need to keep doing for life is the permanent hair removal, with solar electricity, right? And the little kit, the little machine can be given to families, right? They pass or be done in clinics. I don't know the detail already and things like that. But we're not making whole ACs again and all these things because they won't be needed, all right? So people that think they don't have enough time to be strong in cold areas, they have to move now. All right, okay, so that's it. All right, my friends, so here a few more information to you. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Okay, my friends, so what I was saying, I was not so clear. We will make a list of items we will save and the items we won't save until 2028 and 2040. Okay, so we might have a warehouse in each county to save a few of those items because some things are really important, right? Because some people are not used to that point. We need everyone healthy and with the basic things they need, right? And the other thing is for solar panels. So we are going to get together with specialists in different areas for us to see. Because in the same way that we want to be stronger and build a strong immune system for different things, right? Also to handle heat, to handle cold, and also how we're going to do for shoes and items like that. That's not so clear for me yet, so I need professionals in there. And for us to have solar panels for a long time and things like that, okay? So how that will be done, or even longer than 2040, if we can save, for example, solar panel, I believe that we're going to need a little longer than that, okay? And so specifically about that, we are going to give information, more details, only at the organization launching day, okay? All right. So now I have a few more updates about different things. All right, so I will, it's many little papers I got, and I need to get them going to different handbooks of our 10 departments. I really appreciate volunteers for all your work and helping us to have our handbooks ready. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing is that we are not, after the organization launching day, we are not sharing on social media, such as the big one. We are going to do a group at a time. So, for example, we're going to focus in one whole residential community. Then we are going to focus in a whole mall, a whole commercial plaza, a whole school. So we are going to focus in different locations and not to have random people in random locations, okay? So that will be the best practice, and that's how we will do. So the headquarters assistant teams and their helpers from universities, right, that are there studying or teaching or have the degree and offer to help. They cannot start on their own unless they call the university and sign up to help. Okay, so for them to help in any group, they need to sign up, they're there, right, or got a specific invitation from the headquarters. Okay, So they're there. All this information is to be before the organization launching day, because after the organization launching day, we will already have the 10 department directors for every location, right? So on that time, most of the people, we already know that they have to follow the rules from that 10 department directors that are having contact with us, are having the 2-year class with us, okay? All right. Okay, so another update is for all the doctors, for sure, that did their training on allopathic medicine and not based on natural medicine, to redo 4 years of classes for them to have their license to keep going after. So if they register now and already start doing the 2-year course, and they can continue with their work during these 28 weeks, right? During these 28 weeks, all doctors that are authorized can continue their work. All doctors that did surgeries and things for testing people or to get money from people, they will already join the life renovation program with electric chair, because that's not needed. That's really wrong to use people without their consent, without telling them, just to practice or to have money from that surgery, for example, or implement pins or make heart surgeries that they don't need, for example. Okay, so for all these negative doctors, that what will be done with them. And for all those that did not have such a very bad practice like that, but because they were informed in a bad way, right? To give allopathic medicine instead of natural, they have to redo, take the 2-year course 2 times. So it will be a total of 4 years for them to have the new license, okay? On the authorized procedures, such as obstetricians, pediatrics, family doctors, and things like that. Okay, the emails that we can send to everyone are those that are for negative practices, right? So I'm giving you the notice now. That one can be sent to negative practices, but not to special practices, okay? All right. So people will send specific emails. They can or forward the emails they got from the headquarters. Okay? All right, great. Okay. From notice day and on, it's forbidden to receive any children, teen, or young adult up to 20 years old, or even other adults that have their own family, right? To stay for the night or to go inside the house for any reason, right there by notice time. Why is that? To avoid people to go out of their family, not telling them, to avoid people that will say crazy things about their parents and it's all lies, it's not true. Some teens do that, right? Even children do that. So it's forbidden for anyone to enter your front door from moment of notice. The only exception is their own grandparents. So your own parents and your spouse's own parents or grandparents. That will be the children great grandparents, right? Nobody else. Cannot be the parents' siblings, cannot. So for us to already have proper rules and guidelines. People that are coming to town and just waiting, they're going to live, for example, a residential community is being remodeled. No one can go in at that time. They already have their helpers and they have to work efficiently without people moving around, for example, or they're building right the front entrance gate or things like that. These people will go to hotels and stay there, paying or for free, whichever they can pay, and if the money is still available or not. And that also includes, we cannot receive our own siblings, married siblings or adult siblings that are 23 years old or older at our own houses. Even that some, might be used to this before, but they from this moment on. Okay, all right. So it's forbidden to pee on the bushes, in the street or parks, So the only exceptions for children up to 3 years old, right? That the parents can do that during the 28 weeks. And after that, no more, because everywhere we have proper bathrooms, children will already be going to school, will already learn how to use the bathrooms properly and control themselves, okay? And infants can have their proper diapers, right? The reusable diapers. Okay. So let's say up to 4 years old. Yeah, up to 4 years old, it's okay until the end of the 28 weeks. Of course, if it's discreet, right? Nobody's seen the child naked, all this, of course, right? Okay. So they are safe, and in a respectful way, they hide a little bit with mother or father, and they can go potty. Okay, the other thing is for people that have computers at work to don't save the passwords there. Get used to it. It's a good practice, important, okay? So, because some people on a computer every day, don't save it. Don't save it, okay? And everything that's not authorized will be deleted, such as old emails, okay? We're going to have a proper order on when the old emails and social medias that we're not going to use anymore, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and things like that. The only one we are going to use, it's something similar to YouTube, okay? Ours is going to be really similar to that, because YouTube has so many bad things that we will have to delete everything or make our own. So you're gonna see which one we are going to do, or renew that one, or just delete that one completely and have only our own new YouTube, okay? Okay, so it's mandatory to wash dishes soon after using them at home, school, educational site, park festivity, community festivals, and things like that. Start practicing now, because soon will be really, people can lose points. We are going to make a list of points people can lose, because some people might get adjusted, because some people were used to do something for so long, such as crossing the street in a wrong place, and many different things. So we're going to have a list how many points they will lose for all these items. Okay? All right, and when they will start for each one. So for a few things might be 4 weeks, the other things might be 2 months, right? To be sustained, because our idea is for people are enthusiastic, right, to do things. Okay, so let's work with those that are enthusiastic to work. So for example, if they do something simple that is wrong, the way they brush their teeth, for example, the way they floss, suddenly they get into the automatic thing and do things in a wrong way. So it's okay, they have to speak, look in a camera, right, and say 4 times that the right way. So I cannot cross the street running with a bag full, if the person does that, okay, if they have things inside the bag. But if they're just running, going to supermarkets, okay, because the bag will be empty, things like that. So we're going to have a list of everything, okay? As soon as the person repeat after themselves 4 times the right way, so they are already making their brain to work in a positive way, and that will be fine, so they won't lose points, okay? They have to say right away, or someone can say for them, look, you did this wrong, and then, the person, oh yes, okay, then the person say 4 times that will be doing the saying that 4 sentences. Okay, so we already said everything. Everywhere we have cameras, and even inside the houses, kitchen, living rooms, bedrooms, corridors, right? Children need to brush their teeth with the door open, right? children, teens, and young adults, okay? And yeah, adults will have points taken out if they go to the dentist, right? And the dentist see that they're not brushing properly. So they will, if it's dirty, or if, like they see that they're not flossing properly, because you can see people that do not floss. We're not going to record the parents, the married couple, on their own bathrooms for the teething reasons. Why is that? Because the main thing for us to teach children, teens, and young adults, they will grow with positive practices. They have to brush their teeth with the camera on the corridor showing the sink, okay? Now, I do not know yet how we are going to do with bathrooms that have the sink far away from the corridor view, right? Because sometimes, children, they drip a little bit. For older children and teens, that's okay. They go to the camera, brush, right, and go to the sink and rinse. So the camera will still record the sounds. That's okay. But for younger children, doesn't work that way. So, or we have an adult with them up to what? Up to 6 years old or so, something like that. Or we have to put a little camera and hide. But the problem to put a camera inside the bathroom, if they forget to turn off, we don't want to do that, okay? So we will use that. Yeah, that's this side. Let's do this way. We are going to have a camera at the corridor, and for people that have the sink far away, that cannot be seen by the corridor with the door open, we'll have the parent with them until the end of first grade. I think, yeah, that's really good. From second graders and up, they will moist the brush, right? Put the toothpaste, moist the brush, and go brush right in front of the camera by the door there, where they can see. I think that's really good, right? And with the other hand, they can place under it like a little plate, right? Just in case they drip a little bit. All right, so they brush in a proper way with the strokes and everything, brush their tongue. They can even, if it's too foamy, right, until we have everyone with proper biodegradable paste, it's okay. They go to the sink, take some out, right, of the foam, go back to the camera by the door, and finish up. Okay, so that's decided for brush their teeth, all right? And of course, if they don't do it, they will lose points. So let's give 4 weeks after they are located at their own proper house. Up to 4 weeks, they won't lose points, and after that, I think we can start counting. They have to say the 4 words, 4 sentences of affirmation, or they will lose their points. Okay? All right, 4 weeks is really good. Okay, the other things for bracelets. Yes, we are going to have everyone, the whole planet will have bracelets. Okay, irremovable bracelets. So regular people will have regular bracelets, even the headquarters. And the headquarters children and teens and parents and, everyone needs that. Regular bracelets. For people that are from jail, they did something wrong and they are allowed to survive, right, to go back to their family, they are going to have a special one on the ankle. It will be an anklet, right, irremovable too, depends on what they did, but if they're forgiven, will be the amount of years that we're going to make a list of everyone that done bad practices, if they are from jail or not, but they need the type of special check, 24 hours check, so they are going to have this special bracelet for the amount of years that we will give a list. Not ready yet. So it's mandatory for every kitchen stove to have a back panel, connected or not to the stove, but connected to the solar panel with a clock and a place for alarm, okay? Because we need that. That's really important to be really, really durable, okay? So people can get up in the morning and put them on when they're going to cook and for every other need. All right, so a few things I said, right, that we're gonna need forever and a few not. Now, we have cell phones now that we are using, but on the future we are going back, I don't know exactly how long we're going to do that, because right now we need even for PISA points and all these things, reports, pictures, we really need them. But we are going to reach to a point that we're not going to make them anymore. So probably we're going to make them until the end of the 28 weeks, so we can close down all the factories and save them in a good location with AC for warm countries, so they will last for a long time to have during these decades that we still need them. But they're not going to be made afterwards. When they start breaking, people cannot have new ones, okay? As soon as the warehouse, because we don't want people to break them in purpose, right? Okay, so we are going to have some reserved, and we might need have them reserved for each county, so everyone, depends how durable they are, and they're not going to have anymore, okay? So this is very important because, we need too many machines to make videos, to make computers, laptops, and things like that. We're not going to have anymore. As they start breaking, they're not, if they don't have any more saved in warehouses, they are not going to be replaced, okay? And with time, with the decades, we are going to go back only to paper, okay? And that's the most simple. And testing, everything will be with jump ropes, with games, outside games for testing of all age groups, okay? Because that's the most sustainable and the most positive for everyone, okay? We're not going to have all these factories for everything, okay? So for every item, we are going to have a list of how many we are going to save in warehouses, light bulbs and things like that, because with time people will get used to, right? And we can also figure out a way that the people will get up with roosters, will get up themselves, because they slept early, they're gonna get up early on time, okay? And have clocks without batteries, right, that are connected to solar panel. But one day when we don't have solar panel anymore, we are going to have some kind of knowledge from sunset to sunrise and keep marking. One thing that we will have forever are our calendars. Our calendars, we're going to have them forever, okay? And people will learn how to do them, how to write them down in paper one day when we won't have them printed anymore. Okay, so we're gonna print in little, very small, like 10 by 5 or so. For every year they can fit in 10 by 5 all the months of that year. So let's say we can have about 2,000 or 4,000 years of those tiny printouts, right? For every residential community to have, and we are going to plastificate them, laminate, sorry, that's the better word, laminate them, so everyone will have, and after that they will learn how to do themselves, okay? So in the way that for sweaters and everything that I said, we are going to learn how to be strong, right? How to have good immune system, how to be adjustable for everything. My only question is still the shoes, because there are few things, few sustainable items such as pineapple and bamboo, things like that, fibers that we can easily adjust to make shoes. The other idea is to use tires. We have so many tires, right? Just for the base, and people can make a top with pieces of cotton, right, for future decades. So they have a base there, right, to be used along the years. And for socks, I really don't know yet if the machines are very, if they're sustainable or not, but we need socks for quite a while because we're not used to this, right? So we will be adjusted. And we can also make a lot of flip-flops and Crocs, right, for future use. Okay, the other thing we're going to keep is these tiny cameras that are not seen, and also regular cameras, because we need them for sure until 2040, 2080 and more. Okay, so we're going also to reserve, each county gonna have them, right, to be the most possible to be recyclable and things like that, because we really need them. The good about them, because some last for years, many years, right, and it's because the tiny ones, that people are not going to know which ones still have battery and which ones do not have battery anymore, because some can even last for what, a decade or so, right, for many years, because they're really tiny and hidden in different locations. So they want to know. And also for street bulbs, house bulbs and fans and everything else, people want to know. So they will continue to have good practice because they want to know which ones is still on or not. Okay? And it's mandatory for them to replace all the main cameras in everyone's houses or businesses everywhere, while they still have them available from the county warehouse, okay? So this way we will be really safe, because we have to do these things, because people don't want to do, right? Some people, they don't want to get better, they don't want to practice good things, and that's not good. All right, the other thing is for sick children. So it is forbidden for parents to give what? Fever reducers, artificial medicine for children, teens, young adults, or for themselves if it's not needed. After the 28 weeks, we have 28 weeks to be healthy and strong, right? So we are not having these medications for these reasons, right? A few medications we are going to have available until the end of 2028, okay, a few of them, and very rare ones until 2040. I don't know which ones, because in some countries we have to extinguish a few things, so I don't know, might be everything until to the end of 2028. Let's see if we can do it, okay? But the confirmation about that for allopathic medicine and vaccines and things like that, I will let you know afterwards, okay? If it's up to the end of the 28 weeks or up to the end of the 2028, okay? All right. In the meanwhile, people will have awareness, information on how to be strong, what to eat to avoid one thing or another, if the country already have that, because we have many disease problems because of virus, right, from different countries, mosquitoes that keep transmitting them and so on. So we have until 2028 to have all the herbs, everything we need, make our environment better, right, make people stronger, right? So I don't want to cut everything at once, because every life counts, right? Every good life, positive people do count. They are what? They are our spouses, our children, our parents. So for a few things, I think we're going to keep until the end of the 2028, and which ones I will let you know afterwards. But for sure, I'm not many gonna go out, stop producing and have to put away right at the notice day. So for a sick person, if they have inflammation on their throat, for example, so they have to eat garlic, turmeric, ginger, eat lots of salad, right? If they have fever, they don't have to eat. If they don't feel like, they have Maybe they eat once or twice a day, twice a day if depend their size, because some children are really skinny, right? What they have to eat? They have to eat protein and vitamin C. Protein, vitamin C. So give beans and give lemon. Give beans and give lemon, right? And one of those anti-inflammatory I just told you. So every inflammation of any type, if they have rashes on the skin or if they have anything, that's what they're gonna do. Natural anti-inflammatory, natural antioxidant. So if they have, for example, berries, depending the country they are, some countries have a lots of berries. They are full of antioxidants. And of course they have to eat healthy, so people are not going to have sugar and not going to have fast food. So very easy, they're going to renew cells and, be healthy and strong. And it's mandatory from moment of notice, people have up to 10 minutes to take all bad medicines from their homes. What that means? Means talc for stinky feet, fever reducer, cough suppressor, and everything else from the list. The list is huge. Here in the United States, they sell these things in everywhere, okay? But some countries they don't. But they just have to eat healthy, have positive practice, run, sweat, take toxins out, and everything else to be healthy. But they cannot keep those things at the house. Deodorant, it's okay, they can have until the end of the 28 weeks, because some people smell bad. They eat bad things and they smell bad, so they can use the ones they have as soon as they're not the spray that they press the finger on a pressure. They cannot be in a pressure spray. But if they are on a simple spray bottle, then it's okay. The one that do not have that hard thing, it's not a can. That's the right way. If the spray is the plastic, the movable plastic, right? The one that's a little bit soft, right? The people just press, holding the bottle, that's okay. But if they're the can, aluminum can, spray of aluminum can, they cannot keep it, okay? All right. So if the person has a fever, what you do? You need to take a warm shower, not hot, right? Once or twice a day. Can put a towel 20 by 20 on the forehead, with water, no ice, just water, okay? So those things are important. So things like that. For cuts and things, if the person is at home, put a little toilet paper with water, okay? Because that will help to heal. But needs to be clean. So wash with soap and water first. We are going to have all these videos. I'm just saying a few words, but we are going to have every video for everything, for every type of problem we have in our planet now, okay? So people will know how to find them and have the information they need, even that are things that they didn't see the doctor yet. Because when they go to the doctor during these 28 weeks, right, everyone gonna have checkup, right, twice. So everyone gonna have checkup up to the 6 months, right, and then again until the end of the 28 weeks, the second checkup, to make sure everyone it's healthy. Sorry. Everyone needs to have their checkup, the health and dental checkup, until the end of 4 months from the organization launching day. Yeah, that's better. People that are sick or unhealthy, they need to go back before the end of the 28 weeks to make sure they're following proper rules and guidelines. And they have to come back every month about the same day. On the same day. So if people are obese, big problems, right? Health problems. So their doctor can check, how they're doing, because everyone needs to improve really a lot according to their age, of course, what to expect from a child, teen, and adult is different than what we expect with an elder that is 70, 80, or 9 years old, right? They have more conditions to improve the younger ones. All right. The other thing that is mandatory for people that do bad practices to move, did bad practice, to move to another state. That's mandatory. People that drink alcohol, people that smoke, drink alcohol in a regular basis. If they drink just once or twice a month, that's not regular basis. But if they drink at least twice a week, they have to move, okay, to another state. All right. So also, so people that drink, people that smoke, people that are obese or overweight, people that produce or sold alcoholic drinks, marijuana, tobacco, nicotine, vape, all these things. People that produce, used, or sold, or have any of these items, okay? Because some people sell to others. They know it's bad, they don't use, but they keep selling. They don't even try to have other things, and they keep selling bad things because they have money out of it. So this is really wrong, you know. So we're gonna stop all that. So for all those things I already said, also opioids and people that produce bad allopathic medicine, they know is bad, such as COVID vaccine, flu vaccine. They know it's not needed, you know, not sustainable. It's even bad for people and make people believe that they are good, but they're not. So COVID and flu shots, people that produce them or were giving them to people, they have to move out of state and go to another country or another state. The other very negative people are those that did hypnotism or voodoo or spells, negative ones, for people to do bad things, right? Those people are really bad. They really have to go out and live in arid, semi-arid, not arid, semi-arid or desert lands, because those people are the worst. They have the power in their hands to do good things, but what they do bad things. So they really have to move out of state or go to another country, you know, that the volunteer will tell them to go to, you know. So volunteers that will be able to do that, to bad people like that they have to move, not because an invitation will be coming from the university, right? Somebody very special from the headquarters or from one of the 10 department directors. But for negative people, can be a neighbor, can be a family member. Like, you have to do that. You already know, because this is rule and guideline for everyone. If they did any of this bad thing, they don't even need someone to tell them. They can already go to a semi-arid or desert land, because that's their place, to learn how to grow agroforestry, focus in nature, focus on good practice, and be properly monitored, because you'll be less people living on those places to be properly monitored. The other thing that we're going to have proper videos, it's for people that have a lot of stiff neck or pain on their back, you know, because of their weight or because their practices, you know, they're not stretching or walking and running, you know, because some type of situation they had in life. So they're also going to have proper videos from the organization, right, for them to know what to do, how to do, not do too much at once, everything with proper steps. Because and if it's for children and teens, right, children, teens, depending on what it is, for children, teens, and young adults, because some young adults, they already have shoulders forward, right, they have a little back that is curved on the shoulder area, right, And and some young adults have pain, have back problems, have scoliosis, have many things, and sometimes they're not overweight. So some people had bad formation since they're little, or carry too much weight, or were born in a non-right way, or were not well formed in uterus. So there are many different causes. So we are going to, right now, we're going to use all the machines we have, x-rays and things like that. We're going to use now so people know what they have, right? So people with more problems, they have to get this appointment soon until the end of the 4th month, right? Everyone to check what they have with x-rays. Yes. Okay? We are not concerned about cancer and things like that, because people that want to heal, they're going to eat better and heal. Improve their mind, improve their practice, do their proper meditation in the morning, do meditation, the educational side of all ages. Okay? And if they die, they die. What we can do? But knowing, for example, for breast, mammograms we are not going to do. People can touch themselves, have an idea if they have a problem or not. Done. Okay, so this is really important. And we are not going to have ultrasound. It's okay, woman, that one can do, because we're going to have them for the pregnant woman. So we are going to keep ultrasound machines. But it's not mandatory for people to do ultrasound, okay? Because as I said, if they are not feeling well, they can already figure out they have cancer. Or if they're feeling fine, even though they have cancer, it's not going to interfere, okay? So we're not doing mammograms, but yes, we are doing ultrasounds, okay, for people that want. All right, and pregnant women the same way. So all these machines that we are using now, and for the ones that we decide to keep a few, not for ultrasound. Ultrasound, they're gone. Because, we know so many people know how to have healthy babies, and also for the midwives that had babies, and they have babies in indigenous tribes and so many other places, in farms. They do fine. With rare exceptions, they all born healthy. The main thing is for us to breastfeed our babies until they're 2 years old, as I said before, okay? So how we are going to do that? We are going to have the up to 1 year old gonna breastfeed all day. So in the morning, if they're up to 6 months, it's mandatory for them to live with their mothers, all right? The mothers need to have a break in life for 6 months. That's already decided. It's going to be at home, in a quiet environment, and breastfeed, and mother's going to sing gentle songs to them, and they have a proper, exact routine every single day, because that's what babies need. They play, they sleep, they play or sing, hear songs, right? Positive songs, eat and sleep, play, eat and sleep. That's what they need the whole day, right? Okay, we're going to give details afterwards for babies, but that's what they need. Okay, so what we are doing from 6 months, so they're gonna have all their meals, right? They're gonna eat, breastfeed during the whole day until the parents go to sleep, right? The last time, I think, can be 9 o'clock or so. I think babies can not very young ones. We're going to give details afterwards, because I don't want to give too much information here right now, because I have no time, but just the basics. So we're going to give proper instructions, right? For the very young ones, moms can get up at night, for a little while, once at night, and then afterwards don't need any more in the middle of the night. Okay, so they're going to keep the routine from 10 at night or so until 4 or 5 o'clock when the mother gets up. Mothers need to take a nap. So it's very important the mothers will have their routine, and dads will have their routine as well, to take over what is most important, the house, so the mothers can rest, right? Okay. And what they will still do together. For example, they're not going to do laundry together. Mom will stay with the baby at home. The dad gonna do the laundry, the other children, okay? Or teens. All right. So for babies that are 6 months old, as soon as they complete 6 months and 1 day, they have to be at preschool. Why is that? For them to have other children, other sounds, they're going to be harmonious as well, but for them to start having, a new environment that is gentle, that is very harmonious, but they will be going out. And it's also important for the mother that already rest, that already have, good things, to go back, to their daily life, right? Okay. So mothers is mandatory to go back to study with 6 months, so they can see people, right? To study, they have to go back. But to work, they do not have. I think I'm gonna take this as right. They don't have to come back to work until the baby is 1 year old and 1 day. Okay? So they have plenty of time just to be out of the house for one period of the day, or morning or afternoon. Okay? So they can get their baby and go back home. Or they can leave the baby the whole day. It's up to the mother. Okay? Depends on how they feel. All right? Because some mothers, they don't feel so good yet. They need time for themselves to recover, and some mothers are fine. After 1 or 2 weeks, they're fine. So everyone, during this adjustment time, adjustment years, adjustment decades, So I think that's the right way. So they don't have to go back to work in up to 1 year and 1 day of the baby's birthday. Okay, so, and of course, from 6 months on, they cannot be home anymore. And children that as soon as they are 1 year old, it's mandatory for them to stay at the preschool all day. Mandatory. So the moms can go back they're already studying, right? So they go back to work as well. And the children are safe, doing proper things on proper time. They need routine. They need routine to be healthy and healthy with their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritually as well. Okay? It's very important for them to have consistency in life. All right? So, for big vacations, that's 1 month. And it's mandatory for parents that want to work. I think they need to take at least 2 weeks, right? We have 4 weeks in January for both hemispheres and in July for both hemispheres, right? So on those vacations, they can have a half work and a half be at home. So the preschool is going to be open, right? And that's important. So they're not going to stay at home. Okay? As I said, only for vacation days. So they have consistency and proper practices for them to be healthy and strong and really grow in a good way. For breastfeeding, the baby, child, right, toddler, and up to 2 years old, the ones that go to preschool, the mothers need to do like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning before they go, about 5 or so, right? A good breastfeed before they leave, because they have to leave about 6 o'clock in the morning, right? Okay, so, and then they have to do again at lunchtime, so they go quick. If they're working close by, right, they have to figure out a way to have their their child close by, and then they can do again at 6 o'clock, right, when they get home. All right, So the thing is that pregnant woman that is working a little too far from the preschool, they have 1 extra hour of lunch. If they need, they get their urban bus, go, come back, and from their study to school or school to their study. So and they will choose which one, depending on what they're doing, which one they're gonna take that hour off if they need. If it will be from their study time, right, or it will be from the work time, because some people might have very busy work, or some people might have a busy study. So it's up to the mother. They will tell the department director, right, and we release them with a proper written paperwork, written document, right? I'm asking for 1 hour of release of this for pregnancy, okay? All right. Extra hour of lunch for me to have time to breastfeed my child at the preschool. Every preschool will have a room for those mothers that will be coming at lunchtime, okay? At lunchtime. So we'll be comfortable with quite a few rocking chairs, right? Strong, that have washable paddings for them to breastfeed their babies, okay? They also have the padding for the arm, those that have a padding on the back. So they have a padding on the seat, on the back, and both arms. They're all washable with strong, these pressing buttons, okay? And they will also last forever. They will last forever. Every furniture will last forever. Okay, and those paddings are really strong. We're gonna wash them carefully. Every item will be said if they have to be washed by hand and how, or if they can be washed by machines, washers or not. Okay? And all the songs, everything, for mothers that have infants or toddlers, young children, older children, all the different ages, we're going to have proper songs, because we're not going to have older children singing songs or playing games that are for infants or toddlers, for example, or the other way around. Have young children singing songs that are, love songs that are for teenagers that are 15 years old or older, for example. So every song will have what age group that song is. And other songs that's for everyone. The organization simple songs or longer songs. That's for everyone. Okay? All right. So feeding time. Okay. Now, we're also going to have instruction about the food for infants, for toddlers, younger children, older children, everyone. Not older children, more like until toddlers, so until they are 3 years old, right? What type of food they can eat, what type of food they cannot eat, how, the food that can be steamed, the fruit when they're infants. And the fruits that they can eat raw, which type, which ones they have to wait until they're 1 or 2 years old, things like that. So all this information will be said by regions, how they're going to, the parents need to prepare them, to give to them, how often, during the day, and so on. We're going to give the information as we already have all the food available. And until that time, of course, that might take 2, 3, or even 4 years for us to have all these fruits growing and everything, or even a bit more, right? Parents just gonna do the best they can. But we're not making new videos afterwards. So even that some fruit trees might take a few years to produce, okay? All right. So to carry the baby until the preschool, right? So if it's cold, they can wrap in a blanket, right? We are going to show exactly how it is, because it will be like a little fabric that is wrapped around, right? For the child to be safe and warm. And for summertime, how it will be done. okay? Because the couple will be going together to this preschool, right? To drop the baby off and pick them up, right? Okay, the mothers are not going to be walking alone, even to feed the babies. So the mother is going to go with their husbands to this room, and the husbands will wait outside at the garden in a specific bench location, because so the mothers will feel more comfortable and not with other men that's not their own husband, because we cannot have little rooms for everyone. We're just going to have one big room, right? A regular room, maybe 10 by 10 or so. I think that's really reasonable, right? With some changing tables in case it's needed. The mother will change, and the rocking chairs I just said, and the fountain for them to drink water instead of, they don't have to go out. And I think basics like that, I will say some more details afterwards, okay? And they always have to check in, check out with their bracelets. Infants have their bracelets right at the time they're born, right there, not even 10 minutes later. They have, let's say, up to 10 minutes to put this bracelet on the baby. The baby is born, put the bracelet, click them in, because that's the only way we're going to control, because there are too many babies that were exchanging in hospitals, in clinics, imagine, in daycares, right? So that's the only way. Put the click, have the number, and it's done. And you already know the number, connected to the mother, right, number as well, okay? So the other thing we're going to see, like each family going to have a number, right? That's one of the things, each family on their bracelet. And then a little detail for the person itself after that. So, for example, / and then the number, one number for each person of the family. And as soon as they get married, then that little number changes, right? So one will become a husband, the person of another family going to become the wife, and then they don't have that, they will have a new family number. And as the people die, right, they're going also to take their number, can be given to someone else. We're going to see these details on numbers, all right, how will be the most sustainable. And how many years we're going to keep putting and changing them, because people until they're, depends, right, the person, but till 13, 14, once they don't have, some grow really fast, right, physically, but some they don't. They still skinny until they start having a sexual relation, right? They still very, very skinny. So they can change their bracelet until, let's say, until they are grown up and strong, right, with the minimum measurement, or they can be change afterwards, because after 15 is mandatory they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend anyways. I think it's up to 16 years old, it's mandatory, so they have one whole year to start having someone special and make love with them. So they have to make love at least twice until they are 16 years old, and after that, from 16 to 17, they need to go with someone to proper hotel, right? A Friday night or Saturday night, at least once a month. Okay? This is mandatory, because it's going to give people a better physical, better health in many ways, and also for them to start having relation with someone of the opposite sex. So we won't have so many lesbians, gays, or transgender, and all this situation that, in some countries are authorized and make no sense. We are here for God practices, and is one man and one woman as they were born. Okay? All right. So the hotels, they have that authorization that I already said, but I don't know if I recorded or not. So parents have to authorize them, so they know which hotel they're going in the city, not in another county, right? It's right there nearby, okay? The closest one. And in vacation, they can go to one that's more far away inside the same county, not in a neighbor county. So we know where they are, we know what time they leave, we know what time they come back. They have to come back walking, right? If there's no bus on Saturday. But if it's Saturday to Sunday we also have buses available, right? They have to come back Saturday morning by 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, depending the hemisphere, right? The country, if it's cold or hot, for them to do the garden work. They have to be there at the beginning of the garden work with everyone of the same residential community, okay? So they have to walk or take a bus Saturday. There's no bus Saturday morning. No bus, because everyone, they have to walk. Yes. So they leave, if they leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, to be there up to 7 or, whichever time it is. But they have to be there on time. Whichever said at the county website what time the work starts on Saturday. If it's 7 or 8, they have to be there on that time. So the parents need to sign the paper and do everything already said before, right? Sign the authorization with the name of the hotel. They take a picture, send to the hotel. So when the teen is there, gonna already match with the information the parent took a picture and sent. It's forbidden for teens to threaten the parents or lie, and and every neighbor gonna know they have to be there. And Sunday is family day. What we can do is Sunday for 15 years old and older, they have to be with their parents a half day, and they can be with their partner, family, the other half day. Okay, but all with proper authorization, they have to be home up to 6 o'clock in the evening. If it's winter time, they have to be there up to 5 o'clock, because it starts to get dark when it's already 6, okay? On Sundays. Back at home by 5 o'clock. It's also mandatory for everyone to be really enthusiastic. Even that they are not, to be, to show and get on this energy of being enthusiastic, motivate, and say only great things about this program. Because that's the only way we are going to have a better humanity, better families, better communities, better countries, right? Relationships with country to country, with people of different cultures, different beliefs, different religions, previous religions. That's the only way. And if anyone has a bad idea for any of those items, just let me know. Because right now, that's what I believe. I already improved many things that I wrote before, right? That you start thinking and then you get a bad idea. But with the updates that I will be giving you, that's the only way. And people can still give proposals until the end of the 28 weeks. We're going to print the final constitution, the international constitution, at the end, after the end of the 28 weeks. So if anyone has a bad idea about anything, they have to send a proposal to us, okay? If they have to send to the headquarters assistant teams of their county, their state, okay, follow the order, the proper order to be approved or not. If they believe that they were denied and were not a good answer, they really believe that their proposal is still very good, they can reach the headquarters straight, the headquarters assistant team, international assistant team in Florida. Let's say about the 24th week. No, until 26th week, that's fine. For us to evaluate, the headquarters will have all these, check all these emails, right? If the person really believes, but if the person did not do their own homework, and didn't read properly and reaching the headquarters and not their own county, right? And then they're going to lose many points, okay? Because that's the only way. Otherwise, many people want to send proposals. But if they're, the person's not really specialist in the area, it's better don't send proposals. Talk to the specialists that live in their county first, okay? And another specialist and professors and students and people that work on that area will exchange ideas with the person that are having, people that are having these ideas of proposal. The other things that we're not going to have anymore is satellites and all these spacecraft. Not a thing. We're not going to have those things anymore. Okay? So we're going to clean up everything during the 28 weeks. Take the non-used ones and used ones. Take all of them out. All of them. Why is that? Because they're not sustainable. They are not needed. Okay? So we already have imagery of everything. Okay? So after that, we are going to take pictures and videos with our own cell phones, right? For areas we're going to plant, reforestate, because everything is already measured, everything is already done, right? We already know even the size of deserts, we know the size of cities, we know everything we need. After that, we're not having drones, we're not having satellites, we're not having any spacecraft, any spaceship, any space vehicles, family vehicles like the advertisement, and they already have some, right? That's ready to be flying around in cities, right? We're not going to have any of those. They're all going to be cleaned up according to proper schedule done by the organization volunteer, headquarters assistant teams that we will schedule to clean them out. All of them out. Tiny ones, pieces left in the space, and big satellites of all types for all countries, because countries want to have their own one, and people have more money, make even more, and then they leave there in space because they're not good anymore. They don't even pick them up and bring them back to be recycled. So we're going to stop all that. Drones the same way, we don't need them anymore. All right, we're going to take real pictures with people holding their own cell phones. Okay, the movies, cameras and studios for movies that are authorized only during the 28 weeks. And they will all be cleaned up during the 28 weeks. So we might have some movies, right, with those special machines and everything. It's up to the end of the 28 weeks. After that, only for one very special place, right, that we're going to say, here United States will be chosen to do some other movies, family movies, okay? So going to be done only in the eastern states of United States, because the United States is going to be divided. Remember, I told you, we're going to divide United States in 3 parts because it's way too big. So the movies, different movies that are authorized, family movies, will continue to be done, and music and songs until the end of 2040, until October or so. I think that's reasonable, so we have time to edit and launch them, and they will be done. And the types of cameras we're going to keep just for those specific reasons, for those movies. We're going to tell which ones, how, where. Probably will be only United States, in Florida and New York. I think we have plenty of different scenery, different scenarios on those 2 states, maybe even only Florida. But I will let you know. But for now, let's say Florida and New York is authorized to do them according to the organization authorization, and to have just a very few, for those movies in those 2 states, and done. They're also going to be sent to be recycled. Music in the same way. We're going to have only one studio in university in New York, and one in Florida, you know, where the headquarters is going to be, and that's it, no more. You know, so be one studying one university in Florida and one studying one university in New York. That's it, no more is needed, because we don't need all other countries to be doing the same. So they can create and have the lyrics sent to us, but they're not coming to New York or Florida to record them. You know, we're gonna figure out the best people, most points to record the song the person wrote, okay? And including the melody, the lyrics, whichever the person or group or family did it, and it's approved, it's approved. And our own chosen people will record music, songs, and these movies, I said. And also the approved games, because right now people will be having the games, jump rope games, many different games, right? Ask for teachers to place their videos on on YouTube, right? For good games according to different grades and different subject areas, right? Okay, so they're going to put online. But then the real version, we're going to record here in Florida and New York with good accent, people that have the accent we want, right? Not because nowadays we have accents of all types. We're going to stop this. We're going to have one accent for everyone to have the same, okay? To guide people properly. So they won't keep saying afterwards, oh, this accent from rural areas, this accent from this, from that. No, everyone's going to have the same. The good, positive accent for everyone in all countries. So the teachers, with time, they will practice themselves on how to have the same accent all over the planet to be the same. So we are, you know, really united. We are all in a harmonious tone, you know, in a good, so nobody gonna be laughing at each other. And they also won't be saying, oh, I don't understand your accent, because this happens too. Sometimes it's hard for us to understand accent from someone else, okay? All right, so here it is, my friends. So thank you so much for your cooperation. I'm really enthusiastic, and I talk to you soon. Have a great day. The other thing is that people, that it's couples, that's a man and a woman are living together, married or not. So if they didn't move out, or they're not talking about moving out, or they didn't really move out, right? They will stay together, because many people, they get divorced, marry again, and have the same problems. Attract the same spouse and have the same negative practices. So they just continue together, because everyone now gonna have the proper guidance on how to do everything, and life will be better. If the other is not cooperating, then it's different, gonna lose points. If continue not cooperating, go to live renovation program with electric chairs, because that's the only way, right? So it's mandatory for everyone to cooperate, be motivated and enthusiastic about this practice, and do it and practice, do good things, okay? Okay, so for everyone that needs to move, don't want that spouse they're with, if they're married or not, they have to move before the organization launching day, because no one gonna move after that. So the organization launching day itself is the last day, okay? All right, after that, no more moving, because we're going to have all the rules and guidelines already written, and everyone needs to cooperate. Those that don't cooperate, go to electric chairs, because that's the only way. First, they lose points, right? The first announced. The second time, they still not cooperating. Okay, go to electric chair, renew, because, you know, we have no time for people like that. Okay, the other thing is, for the Peace County and the Plantation County can only have positive families. So people that smoke, use drugs, obese, overweight, they have to move out of these two counties. So we have these two counties in all countries, clean and ready to renew. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.